You mentioned that your move to the UAE was so that you can tap into a larger market, right?
Yes.
How has that been going? How good was that for the company's growth?
Oh, that's amazing. I mean, I now realize. I mean, it was tough. It was obviously any transition, anything worth having, is
Well said.
difficult.
Yeah.
But the thing is, now I realize, what was I doing all these years? Why didn't I move sooner? And I'm so glad that we did move when we did.
While the world's still asleep, we're already grinding. Walking foreign streets, big city lights so blinding. Learning and hustling in this relentless game. The Emerge pods next up, we're breaking the frame. Yeah. While the world's still asleep, we're breaking the frame. We already grinding. The Emerge pods next up, we're breaking the frame. Big city lights, woo, so blinding. Check it
Hi,
out.
and welcome to the Emerge podcast, where we break down emerging markets and give you actionable insights on how to start and grow your business in them. Today, we are in the beautiful Emirate of Dubai, and I am joined in this wonderful studio by Hassan Khan, who is the founder and CEO of Xcalybr. Hassan, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Sohaib. Thank you so much for inviting me. Yes, I'm Hassan Khan. I'm the CEO of Xcalybr Consulting FZE in Dubai. And we moved to Dubai last year, mid of last year. But as a company, we've been progressing and for approximately 7 years.
Okay, wonderful. So the last time we met, you were taking the people management and recruitment industry by storm in Pakistan. So what made you move to the UAE?
Well, if I'll be very honest, so yes, we're a management consulting firm, and we've been doing great for the past 7 years in Pakistan. And to be honest, we had become, don't wanna brag, we had become a big fish in a small pond.
Of course.
And we realized that now is the time and the need to move globally, to expand globally and move our footprint beyond Pakistan. We have clients in the US already, but we wanted to have access to a larger market. So Dubai was the obvious choice, was a no-brainer.
Of course.
Actually, Dubai was on the cards since very long. There was a long pandemic in between, and then, so now was the right time to move.
Absolutely. So what exactly does Xcalybr do?
So Xcalybr is a management consulting firm, but we identify our niche as being a high-performing consultancy. So by high performance, what we mean is, at the end of the day, we help the clients with their business results, their targets, and all of that is done through building a high-performance culture. Because we strongly believe that people and processes are at the heart of any organization's performance. So that's what we take passion and pride in helping businesses specifically get the best performance that they can from their organization.
So is that by reorganizing the company or maybe introducing trainings in them? So how does it work?
So the fact is, trainings, I believe, are paid vacations.
Yeah. All right.
And the organization gets maybe 10% out of that, the ROI of a training. And that's also the adult learning model as well. It's called a 70-20-10, where it's 70% by doing, 20% through a mentor, and 10% by traditional in-class learning or online learning kind of thing. So what we believe is it's around, as you mentioned, the organizational structure, the KPIs, the targets, the business objectives that are set in the boardroom are usually conflicting with what's happening on the shop floor. So
Sure.
the connection between the boardroom and the shop floor, so cascading down the best objectives that make sense and guide people towards the action that they need to take. And then making sure the processes are designed around that. Not just the business processes, the people processes as well.
Of course.
The performance management. And the whole organization is moving in one direction.
Okay, so you mentioned that your move to the UAE was so that you can tap into a larger market, right?
Yes.
How has that been going? Has moving to UAE brought you more clients in a way that you wouldn't have had in Pakistan?
Yes. And do you want me to sugarcoat it or give you...
Give me the
straight-
brass tacks, everything.
Okay, so the thing is, moving to Dubai is a very humbling experience.
Okay.
To be very honest, because as I mentioned, being a big fish in a small pond, then suddenly you realize that now you are a small fish in a big pond.
Yeah. So we're
A big sea.
we're the kings in our home country, but when we
Yes.
get here, it's so much competition like
Exactly,
global
exactly.
competition,
It's
right?
so competitive, and I mean, I've lived in Dubai before for 5-6 years. I was in Mars Chocolate, but I was on the other side of the table.
Yeah.
I was doing a job,
Yeah.
and coming here, it's a different ball game for me. And you realize that the things that used to work in Pakistan doesn't work here, and so the whole organization, all of us, the whole company, the whole team, we had to level up. Even myself, like I had gone into a comfort zone where I was finally, after 7 years, I could call myself a CEO. I could really, I had things figured out with the whole team, delegated everything. But I had to take on new roles, new hats, wear new hats, and uh, move out of my comfort zone
But
as
at the
well.
end of the day, how good was that for the company's growth?
Oh, that's amazing. I mean, I now realize. I mean, it was tough. It was obviously any transition, anything worth having, is
Well said.
difficult.
Yeah.
But the thing is, now I realize, what was I doing all these years? Why didn't I move sooner? And I'm so glad that we did move when we did. I mean, I still feel we're very late into the game.
Yeah.
But it's been worth it. It's been amazing. The response in the market has been amazing. People have been so kind. I was able to reconnect with my old references, my old contacts. That got us how we say, hit the ground running,
Yeah.
and it's been going great.
So I saw that you've been you've worked in Singapore as well, right?
Yes, a bit.
So when you came to the point where you were making the decision to move out to a larger market, why not Singapore?
So there's so many options. Why not, let's say, Thailand? Why not
Absolutely, Thailand is awesome.
Indonesia
Yeah.
or Malaysia? The thing is, let me give one personal aspect to that. Is I was familiar with Dubai,
Absolutely,
with UAE.
yeah.
I mean, a lot of people ask, why not Saudi? Yes, Saudi eventually we will be going there as well. But you want to move into a new market, so everything's gonna be new. So let me have one constant, which is a place that I know very well. I've lived here for a long while. I know all the places. I know some people. So I think that was my competitive advantage, that I was already familiar with the place.
Got it. But how has Dubai changed in the last couple of years? Because you were here for a while ago.
Oh my God,
Because I lived here, 10 years ago. It was like 2012, 2013. And coming here now, it's just so different. The laws, it's kind of made easier for foreigners now, but there are certain challenges as well. So what changes did you find in the market after all this time?
Well, to be honest, I'm really happy to see how Dubai has progressed. I mean, there's a lot of things we can say. The traffic is insane, and it's really crowded. But the thing is, it's progress.
Yeah.
It's amazing progress, and that's the promise which brought us here. That this is a country which has been consistent with its promise towards progressing the country, making the laws better, and it might be tough, stricter, but that's how growth happens. Because initially you start with whatever you have, simple laws, then situations happen, they bring in more laws. So that's how it is. I think you should either love it or leave it.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. It's there is so many reasons to love it, and this is where we are progressing, and we see so much potential, much more.
And the best thing I've experienced from living here before and now is the amount of digitalization, and not just in the private sector, but in the government sector as well. And the fact that foreigners can come in, they can set up 100% foreign organizations, and they never have to visit any government ministry to do that. It's all online, and you can either get a consultant online or whatever. So there are certain ease of doing business here now. So what was your incorporation process like? Did you do it yourself, or did you get someone to help you?
Well, 100% I did it myself.
Yeah.
Because I'm the kind of person who wants to go to the shop, see the fruits and vegetables for myself, and then buy them. So that was the same thing I applied here. I moved directly throughout I met all of the free zones, almost the ones that I had shortlisted, because I had targeted that we're gonna set up in Dubai, not any other emirate. Nothing no demerits. It's just we just had an affinity to Dubai.
Of course.
So we met the free zones within Dubai. We shortlisted and did the whole process ourselves.
So which free zone did you end up going to for your own registration?
So we went to Port Rashid. In Mina Rashid, it's Duke.
All
It's
right.
on the Queen Elizabeth II ship.
Yeah.
So,
So your office is on a ship, right?
yes, so keeping in traditions with how we have always, tried to stand out from the crowd. So similarly, we've chosen an office which is very unique
Yeah.
and will survive any kind of global warming or the sea levels rising, because
Absolutely.
the ship will rise with the sea levels.
And you get this kind of extravagant experience in Dubai, right? You can have an office on a ship.
It's a tourist attraction.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can only imagine the impact that has on your clients when they look at your address and then they visit you and you're on a ship.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, the impact it has on me. So imagine my breaks that I take are all around the board deck, the upper deck, or there is one side facing the sea, there is one side facing Dubai.
Wow.
So the views are amazing. The vantage point.
Incredible. So let's get back to the business side of things, right? So you've been working in this management consulting, industry for high performance
I would say
consulting.
our
Sorry.
niche.
Yeah. So you're working in that for a while. How's business in the UAE?
Well, business is as much effort you put it into it. It's so the fact is, Dubai is a place which requires great service. So it's competitive. Why would somebody choose Hassan over Sohaib or Sohaib over Hassan is based on their experience. So the whole client experience, which starts even before the first interaction, is and how we take them throughout the journey of working with us. And that's what it is. So it's about this place that the more amazing client experience that we can give, the more better the business is, the more active you are, more connecting with people. So networking is key. And that's true for everywhere in the world.
Yeah.
It's, true with everyone in the world. But imagine in a very fast-paced city like Dubai, in-person connections are really important as well here.
Right. But, generally, I'd say that, while it is true for other markets as well, in Dubai specifically, you get a very multicultural client base, right?
Yes.
So generally, how does that affect the strategies that you make for your business?
So let me tell you, again, on this front, I had an advantage. So when I used to work in Mars Chocolate for approximately 5 years, in that office, we had 39 nationalities.
Wow. Yeah.
So you can imagine that any kind of hand gesture would have a bad meaning in somebody's culture. So we had to be very careful with anything, the cultural nuances. So multicultural, I think Dubai's one of the biggest things that I love about Dubai is the multicultural experience that you get. It has so many ideas. So, if you and me agree on everything, the world would be very boring.
Absolutely.
So you need different perspectives, new ideas, fresh ideas. And this is how, one of the reasons why Dubai is a global hub. So because Dubai, because of its multicultural aspect, can cater to any market, to any kind of preferences, either local or global. So that's why global buyers as well come to Dubai for any of their needs.
Definitely. But I can imagine that internally for your business, you have the advantage of finding the best people in Dubai.
Yes.
So how's your hiring experience been like?
Well, I don't want to throw any other country under the bus, but yes, Dubai has been amazing. I mean, the work ethics I'm finding here are very rare to find in other places in the world.
And you have a bigger pool to choose from, right? So
Yes, bigger pool. But the thing is, I think Dubai makes us very clear on what our objectives needs to be. And to be honest, this is something I've been telling my team and people that I am most closer to being the best version of myself when I'm in Dubai. I am most productive in Dubai.
Yeah.
I am doing stuff like even my team. So half of my team is in Dubai, half of my team works from Pakistan. And they say that, Hassan, you should not come to Pakistan. I mean, you should travel as minimum as you can because you're most productive and any task assigned to me is moving much faster when I'm in
What's
Dubai.
the reason for that? Is Dubai propelling you to be...
Yes, I think it's the vibe and the energy of this place. You mentioned earlier that the government is very much digitized. You can imagine that I got a message that my driving license since 2012 had needed I needed to have another eye test again. So I said, oh my God, this is gonna take a day or two. It's gonna kill my whole schedule. But you cannot imagine the eye test was done obviously in 5-10 minutes. That was done. Then I went to the main office for my driving license renewal. It's humanless contact. I just went to a machine. I punched my details, and there was a counter of 20 seconds. After 20 seconds, I had a hot baked fresh driving license which came down the slot, which I picked up.
That's
It's
incredible.
amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing. So when all of those things are streamlined, so you can just focus on your business, and that's what it is like. Here things happen very fast. So if it's working with a potential client, you meet them now, it's done. If you put it to later on, okay, let's meet after New Year's Eve, or let's meet after this break, probably things move on. They've moved on, or they don't have that need or urgency anymore. So it's very fast paced.
I'll give you an example. So in looking for a studio for today, right? I sent out messages to 3 companies, right? And 2 of them responded 4 hours later. And by then I was already done.
Yes.
So this is probably the speed at which Dubai operates, and you have to be very customer first to meet that need, because again, the competition is super hot, right?
Yes.
So I can only imagine what that does for, general client acquisition for every business, right?
100%. Everybody is switched on in
At
Dubai.
all times, yeah.
Literally. I mean, there is those cliches or those stereotypes which used to be linked with the Middle East that, everybody's lazy and nothing's happened. I don't know about other places, but in the UAE, that's not happening at all. Everybody is switched on, and they're living in the now. So opportunities don't come against. They have to be, ready and grabbing the opportunities.
I actually wanted to address that, because when you talk to foreigners, who are doing businesses in the other side of the world, they have some misconceptions when it comes to the Middle East, right?
Yes.
Cultural nuances aside, even, the fact that they think that doing business here might be too difficult, because all they've seen of Dubai is the Burj Khalifa, or the fact that it's very tourist friendly, and they might have had a vacation or 2 in Dubai,
Yes.
right? So this misconception that Dubai is actually great for business is something that people still have trouble understanding. But again, looking at experiences like yours, you're moving here and you're experiencing, the world's market in Dubai, because it's becoming the hub for the entire world. And, not only in terms of technology, in terms of, people, it's just becoming the hub for all business worldwide.
I'll give you a small example. I think a month ago or 2 months ago, there was this aerospace show going on in Dubai, Aerospace Week. And you would not believe, I was busy with a client. I couldn't attend at all. It was the whole week. I was having sushi with a friend in Mall of the Emirates, and right across my table there was a very interesting gentleman. We started chatting, and the gentleman had come from Austria to attend that event. We got into conversations. We became great friends, and we are now collaborating on a project with a European company.
Wonderful.
In Austria. So this is how fast this place works. Everybody's, again, as I said, are switched on. They're looking for opportunities. When you're looking for opportunities, you do find them. The law of attraction.
Absolutely.
How it works. So yes, as you mentioned, people coming from around the world have this idea. So again, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Everything comes at a premium, at a price. But I think that's how it's structured. Because if you have something so good, going so well, yes, you deserve to monetize it, and you should monetize it, so that you want to get this service, you want to register here. People even say, there's this VAT, there is the corporate tax coming up. Still, Dubai makes sense.
Well, there's no personal income tax, right?
Yes, there's no personal income tax. But then again, even with the corporate tax, this place is so safe. The law protects you in every way. So, and the way you're connected to the world, it's a opening. You're connected to the whole world, and it still makes sense.
So let's keep the business to a side. You mentioned the safety of Dubai, right?
Right.
So you moved here with your family, right?
Yes.
So, what I've heard about Dubai is that it is too safe. Can something be too safe that it does not prepare your kids for the realities of life? That's something I've heard a lot.
Well, let me give you an example. So if you are in a mall in the food court, which is the most crowded place, and you find by chance an empty table and you want to reserve it, but then you have to go to a counter to buy your food. So the best way to reserve your table is leave your wallet there.
Yeah. Because no one's going to touch that
Nobody's
table.
gonna touch it. Everybody's gonna stay a mile away from that wallet.
Yeah.
You don't even to look. You don't even need to keep looking back if your wallet is safe. You just go there, buy your food, come back, and the wallet will still be there.
Wonderful. I've been getting a lot of queries lately of people who are thinking of retiring in Dubai. So they're thinking of buying property. Maybe they get the golden visa out of it. So do you imagine retiring in Dubai, or do you imagine Switzerland?
Well, the thing is, I think yes, Dubai. Why? Because in Dubai, it's a transit hub for all flights as well.
Got it.
Anywhere is just a flight away.
Yeah.
I mean, it opens the world to you. That's what I would say. And yes, I can see myself retiring here. I mean, I question myself, why did I take so much time to come back to Dubai after my first stint? And my first stint, I was saying, where was I all my life? So yes.
So, but another interesting thing is that, with the way that the government is opening up doors to a lot of foreigners now, you've got the golden visa, you've got, ease in starting a business and setting up a company. So they're, trying to attract a lot of foreigners here. And what I've seen in the last year is that while, yes, Dubai has always been populated by Asians, and, a large majority of workers and business owners here are from Pakistan, India, and Southeast Asia, a lot of Western countries are now interested in Dubai as well. And probably that's because the cost of living in their home countries is increasing as well. So a lot of Canadians, especially,
Yes,
I've heard that
the
this
housing
year.
crisis which is going on. Yes.
So and the government is actually trying to attract these people, because I guess if you've heard that a couple of days ago that diversity law came in, that the first 20% visa quota for your company now needs to be for an underrepresented nationality.
Right.
So I guess that they're doing that so that they can attract more Western citizens.
Yes.
So have you experienced that over the last year or so?
100%, because the employees that I have, people in my team in Dubai, are all from the Western countries.
Right.
And so my realization from the conversations and discussions is that, there was this whole stigma about the Middle East being not as safe as the first world countries. I think that has totally changed. Dubai has become safer than any country that you can imagine in the West. I mean, for all nationalities over here. And yes, the cost of living and all. Plus, the luxuries that you can have here, because cars are accessible. I mean, cars that they can own here, they can't own over there. I remember before this car, I had a Camaro, and whenever I had a friend coming from Europe or from US, they used to take selfies with that car, and I was embarrassed. I mean, come on, guys, it's not that great of a car. It's fine. I mean, but you'll see it everywhere and anywhere in Dubai. But
yeah, when I got in a cab today, it was a Tesla. So there, we always say that Dubai insults cars by making them like taxis.
I'd say Dubai raises your standard.
That's true.
That's what it
true.
does.
Yeah, absolutely. So overall, if you've got a better lifestyle in Dubai as compared to your home country, you've got more access to business, right?
Yes.
But and generally, the Westerners' perspective of Dubai needs to change, and there are more people coming in now.
Yes.
How has that impacted the job market or the business market? Is it going to be to a point where it's too competitive to come to Dubai?
Well, look, anything which is good is it is going to be competitive. I don't believe we can tag anything being too competitive. It purely depends on you.
Of what you're offering, right?
Yeah. Are you willing to make that effort? Are you willing to compete in this market? And I mean, hearing that makes me more excited, because as a person, I'm very competitive, and I just really want, it's because it's all about challenging yourself. I mean, like, athletes, even, they're competing actually with themselves. They're breaking their own records. Usain Bolt, and all those examples. The thing is, with this region, one of the other stigmas which has gone away, which the first world countries used to think that the acceptance and the tolerance for other faiths. I mean, this country is so tolerant, and the acceptance of other faiths, it has really become a kind of a utopia for people coming in of any creed, color, or race, and calling it their home.
Yeah, this is a conversation we had in our last episode. We were talking to a German, entrepreneur who lived in Thailand,
Mm-hmm.
and we were talking about, how, Thailand is also very open and very accepting of other cultures, whereas other Muslim majority countries, they kind of have certain laws that foreigners might find at times annoying, at the least. But that's just not the case for Dubai. It's while it may be a Muslim, majority country,
Right.
it's still very open for foreigners, and you have that incredible, Western style lifestyle here that you can experience, right?
I think this is one of the best thing. I think it's more on humanity, giving
Yeah.
people, making people comfortable, tolerance to accept differences. Differences means that we can't expect everybody to be the same and understand what our culture means, and everybody understanding what their culture means. So and that is what I see. And you know what you see. People are happy. People are happier. People are kinder to each other. I had so I was late in the morning. I had a flat. I had a flat, so you cannot imagine. Random people, strangers, stopped their cars by the road, started helping me
That's
out,
amazing.
and once they helped me out, they just vanished. They went their way. They didn't even give me a chance, and I feel so bad to thank them. But this is the good Samaritan behavior, which is built in cultures which are tolerant, kind, and put humans first, humanity first.
That's amazing. And even on the negative sides, people mention, you've already mentioned that, traffic is getting pretty bad, it's getting pretty crowded. But even then, the definition of bad traffic is not the same here as it is in Thailand or Indonesia.
Oh, yes.
Oh, they have bad traffic
Yes.
because here you're on Sheikh Zayed Road, you're at 120, and you're saying, oh, there's too much traffic, but you're still on 120 and it doesn't really bother you. So the dynamics of everything are really different in Dubai, right? And that, I guess, translates into how much money you make in the business. And of course, that's the reason why you can afford those luxury cars and that extravagant life, is because there is a lot of money to be made in Dubai. So that's where I will take the final part of our conversation is. So you've been here for a while, you've lived here before,
Right.
you've worked in multiple industries, you worked with clients in multiple industries.
Right.
What are some of the industries that you see as booming or emerging? Because a lot of our audiences, they're thinking about starting businesses in the UAE. So where do you see that, boom coming over the next couple of years?
So what I see here is, and I mean, this is my opinion, and anybody can find this by Googling, by a simple Google search as well. What's booming really here in good times is real estate is always booming. The investment holding companies, the investment companies are booming because there's a lot of investment now pouring into the region. You can see a lot happening in Saudi as well and around the region. And somehow this region is not as impacted by inflation or the economic slowdown that we're seeing around the world. So what I believe is the banking sector, the investment sector, finance, fintechs and finance are really booming here. We had recently few news as well of fundings and progress of those startups. I believe if anybody bringing their business around that or around serving those
Niches,
those
yeah.
niches, those industries, and figuring out what can we serve these big industries, these verticals. What are the services that we can provide, or what is the product that we can bring in here? And that's the thing, because the whole region follows UAE.
Yeah.
So anything which is a hit in UAE will be accepted across the region as well.
I'm getting the New York vibes. Like, so if you can make it here, you can make it anywhere.
Yes, just last week I was having a chat with a beauty care cosmetics brand which wants to launch in the region. And my recommendation to them was that launch first in Dubai. Even though the market is smaller, Saudi is a huge market. But the thing is, you make it good here, you become great on the social media of Dubai, of UAE, your products will be accepted.
So this is the trendsetter for the
This is the
entire
trendsetter.
region.
This
yeah.
is the trendsetter. This, even though there are few cultural differences as well, but anything that you bring in here is accepted, grows like wildfire across the region.
Yeah, and so this comparison between Saudi and Dubai, so and it looks like they're now in a race. for technological and success generally, because you've seen in the last couple of years Saudi is developing their cities and they're bringing in a lot more workers, a lot more businesses. So where do you see this race going? Is it going to be, I think it's going to be good for the consumer at the end of the day, or the business owners, but where is it going?
Well, I would say I believe it's not race. They are both trying to become the best version of themselves. Yeah. So they are doing what all is part of their own visions, their vision, and I think this is great because you see around the region, it's not just one player doing good or one country doing good. So it just keeps everybody fresh. It keeps things competitive. It keeps everybody at the bleeding edge of technology. What is the next best thing that we can do? So keeps people on their best and keeps them thinking, fresh ideas coming in. So I think there's great promise for this region, and I really want peace and this region remains conflict free. And yeah, that's my wish for this region and for this country as well.
Wonderful. So Hassan, final thoughts of as I mentioned, a lot of our audiences are thinking about moving here, starting their business. I've actually, like I mentioned, I've had inquiries of people wanting to retire here, bring their families in. Any final thoughts on why they should choose Dubai?
Okay, so again, not sugarcoating. Anything you do in Dubai will come at a great cost. Yes, the talent is amazing here, but comes at a substantial bigger cost from whatever country that you're coming from. What also happens, and this is a personal story as well, that we were of the idea that we will keep business both in Pakistan and Dubai. But the fact is, what's happening is we have had to say a lot of no's in Pakistan because we have to give it a whole focus. So if you're coming into Dubai, you have to give it your all.
Definitely.
You have to give it your all because it demands a lot of time, demands a lot of focus. And any time that you miss out on Dubai opportunities, it's an opportunity cost for you. So I would say yes, if they are ready to grow, their next biggest growth, wherever they are in the world, I believe, is in high progress areas, regions or geographies. I would say Dubai is one of them, Saudi is one of them. And definitely, but it all comes with, they would need a lot of grit. So, all the fancy words which consultants say or management gurus say, they will need all those grit, innovation and everything they would need. But yes, that's what we consultants are here for. So especially Xcalybr now is helping businesses from setup to ramp up. So
wonderful.
This really completed our whole offering from end to end. So
how can someone get in touch with Xcalybr and what can they expect?
So we're pretty big on LinkedIn. You can connect over our website, Xcalybr.com. It's Xcalybr.com. You can throw me a DM on LinkedIn. I'm very active on LinkedIn, more than Instagram. Yeah. Or you can connect with us on Instagram as well, live at Xcalybr. So yeah, different ways to connect.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for your time here. I can imagine that in the fast-paced city of Dubai, it's always difficult to find time, but I really appreciate you being here.
My pleasure.
And thank you for sharing your insights with our audiences. Thank you
so much. Thank
you. All right.
While the world's still asleep, we're already grinding. Walking foreign streets, big city lights so blinding. Learning and hustling in this relentless game. The Emerge pods next up, we're breaking the frame. Yeah. While the world's still asleep, we're breaking the frame. We already grinding. The Emerge pods next up, we're breaking